up a fight. They certainly are comfortable on the map. And oh wait, hold on. Yeah, no, this. All right, names are mixed up. It's actually SK on the T side again, starting off, and we're already live with the pistol.
Yes, we are. In a quick trade, it's going to leave us in a 4v4. A little bit of an action for Fur coming in. He will be going down to Neo, so now it's a 3-on-3 into the back lines here. Taz trying to stay alive. He will get a headshot and even a chance to reload. He's being backed up from behind, leaving Taco alone on the bomb site without the bomb, and they're flanking him from every which angle. This is not a good position to be in if you're Taco. He's trying to get these headshots in, but he's so nervous right now. There's the one. Needs a bit more. Taz is one bullet from death, but that's going to be the turnaround, and Taz picking up the double kill, and SK off to a fantastic start here. Oh, sorry, no, SK. Virtus.pro off to a good start. You're right, they were swapped around.
Yeah, the names are swapped at the top, just in case you're wondering. It's not SK on the CT side, it's VP. And well, if you're an SK fan, you kind of were hoping that that's the case, because that's 3 pistols in a row for VP now. And SK just can't seem to keep it together. They're going again for the very fast execute, similar to what they did on Mirage, where they were executing within the first 30 seconds of the round. Boom, they do it again here on Cobble, just straight up onto A. But again, when it gets down into that tough clutch scenario, they aren't able to pull it off. VP are the ones who come out ahead.
Well, now we're sort of 50% of the way there. We do have Virtus.pro name on the right side, but just it's being worked on. You can tell it's being worked on. Someone in production is like furiously trying to swap it around. Good job, guys. Yeah, so now we're down to Tech9s, a Deagle, a P250 there on FNX as well. A little bit of everything. See if they could at least get a bomb plant down. I feel like that should be possible with the amount of flashbangs and even the Molotov they have there. So Virtus.pro, it is a good start, but I'm kind of tempted to agree with our panelists. I feel like they should have a good chance of doing this, SK.
Yeah, I mean, both of these teams are very competent on the map. This is one of those cases where it's just like, it could go either way. It really could. But VP came out very well ahead on Mirage. I mean, they won the first map. They're going to be confident. SK did have time to warm up a little bit more, but we still have to see if they're going to be able to go forward with it. There's the trade kill and drop at least, and Fur continues to draw attention to himself, so it looks like that bomb should be getting planted. Cold going to find the flank kill on Neo, and he's going to be watching his teammates back, but now Fallen, all he has to do is just stick the bomb plant. And he gets it. So at least he has that going for him. At least they actually managed to succeed in getting a bomb plant this time.
Yeah, not bad. And some confusion from Virtus.pro. They ended up losing 1 in drop, but then they were still 2 people there, and that, I think, left Neo alone on the A-bomb side, oh, sorry, the B-bomb side for a long time. So I think they just put too much focus on holding drop with that many people, and just a little bit weird. I don't think they were quite on point with the communication. But bomb goes down, and more pistols are being picked up here from SK, including even some armor on Fur there.
Yeah, they really are. Oh, but they're showing some good patience here, SK. They're like, right, okay, we could try and go for something crazy, but we're not going to, actually. We're just going to continue to build our economy. They do give themselves a good chance of getting another bomb plant. They're going back to B again because they just got the bomb down there. And so now, with these nades, they can try and make a play. Taco set up with the flash, and Cold as well.
There are no more HE grenades left on Virtus.pro, so this could actually work out pretty well for SK. They're going to be jumping right in, almost no hesitation, and a great start. FNX picking up Bialy. Neo with the refrag there with the P90. They need a lot more, and Pasha's the one to give it to them. A triple kill for him, leaving Cold alone, snuffed by Neo. So I'm disappointed. I feel like SK had pretty much the right idea, and Virtus.pro didn't have much outside of smokes and flashes to hold them back with.
No, it was just keeping their cool and hitting those shots. That's that ramp area coming off a plateau now is just so tricky because it's just a headshot gallery. Like, it's a really difficult place to actually, land your shots. You have to be crisp, you have to be on point, and well, VP showing that they're perfectly capable of it, no problem at all. And so now 3-0 lead for VP. And well, SK Gaming, after going B 2 rounds in a row, they may be trying to change things up. I mean, they are showing a presence on A, but this could be seen as just straight default, spread out across the map, trying to feel out where VP are trying to set up as a CT side.
Pasha being quite aggressive. I really like this. I really like it when people play aggressively like this on the plateau, because it gives so much information to your teammates. And it doesn't exactly make it easier on SK that they already lost FNX here. He doesn't have to do anything outside of this, Pasha. Just every once in a while, go and take a look and see if anyone is down this corridor. And if they're not, then they can afford to leave 2 people already. As soon as they start seeing people there, they probably will have to draw Taz back towards the B-bomb side.
Especially look at Snacks. I mean, he's getting a lot of information right now, pushed up into side halls. He has to be careful, though. He might get flanked by Fallen, who's worked his way out from danger. But still, I mean, that's the rest of SK. 3 players sitting over towards that B site. I think VP have got a boost up on Tree now as well with Bialy, and Snacks is going to catch Fallen, so there's a free AK for him. And that sets it up nicely now because they already have the man rotated into connector. So B site fixing to have 4 players here, but they don't overextend it. Taz, this is where like experience comes into it. He's taking his time. He knows that I have 3 guys on that side already. I don't need to rush over there. I can stay and drop, get the info here, and then let's go off of what Snacks has to say because Snacks is definitely hearing the footsteps now.
Yeah, and he's calling for backup. The crossfire is here, and that's going to work out pretty well. Snacks picking up another 2 kills, and even the 4th one coming in there. That's a triple overall. And Virtus.pro off to a 4-0 lead on the CT side as well. I mean, the communication, you're exactly right. They hear the footsteps coming in, and Taz is just there in time to set up the crossfire. But honestly, that fight between Snacks and Fallen, that's a bit of a coin flip. And if Snacks goes down, then suddenly Virtus.pro actually have very little information about what's happening on the map. So, yeah, just really unfortunate for SK.
It's pretty much that. It's pretty much that 1 kill on Fallen.
Yeah.
If Fallen gets that kill, then yeah, SK are primed to go on the B site. VP have to rotate back to A, and we're looking at a totally different outcome. But that was a pretty sexy setup on the A site between Snacks and Taz. That's pretty much just how VP are imagining it when it happens in their mind's eye. I mean, right now, SK Gaming, they're trying to rush out onto the B site, and Fur will find 1 kill with the Tech 9. Fallen will get one of his own as well, but Pasha's still alive at Chicken Coop, and that's pretty much going to end it. 4-0, and it should be 5-0 here in a moment. Fur looking to put the P90 to use, spots out Taz, but then the Cavalry should be coming in pretty soon here, and it shouldn't be enough for him to be able to pull this off. Yeah, Pasha will find the kill in the end.
Really, I think losing more members than they need to that around Virtus.pro. Again, building that economy is pretty important. Taz has almost used all of his money. Bialy has as well. There's a really big bank on Pasha and Snacks, and that's really valuable. Speaking of Pasha, by the way, he's 9-0-0, hasn't even died yet. He's got nearly as many kills as the entire SK team combined. Not quite, but close.
Just thinking he's gone like past the reverse James Bond. What's like 2 levels past James Bond?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like the old James Bond films now into today were like pretty tame, right? It was Jason Bourne type stuff. Snacks not being very subtle with the shotgun, going to be taking down Taco and Fallen, trying to get through the smoke, and I don't know, that's sort of the round done now. SK, how do you get back? You really need Virtus.pro to make some mistakes here. And hopefully they won't. Axe is going to be going down. Lingered a little bit too long over by Danger. And that's going to get him killed.
With the Swag 7 as well. Not ideal. But this is what drives you insane if you're SK, because this is what was happening to them on Mirage as well. Although, granted, they were able to win something. Like when it got into a duel sort of scenario, when it wasn't a straight execute, they were actually picking up a couple rounds on the duels. But if you're going for like, all right, spread out default, win your duel, find us a pick, and it doesn't work, that's where you go insane. Cold, though, despite all odds, gets the kill versus Taz. And now Neo's already rotated in. He's going to spot out Cold. Should be an easy kill, but he fluffs it. And Cold, with the headshot, gives his team a fighting chance. Man advantage now for SK going onto that A site.
I'm absolutely speechless. This is ridiculous. I mean, Virtus.pro, this is one of the reasons why they could be both a fun and also an incredibly frustrating team to watch, because they're just giving up a 5 versus 3 here in a very, very silly manner. It's one thing for Snacks to lurk around, but then Taz is there, then Neo is out in the open alone. There's really almost no attempt for any kind of a teamwork. Fur is low enough to die to a grenade, but Pasha going to be sneaking in, no-scoping FNX, and now Fur, that 1 HE grenade from Pasha could settle this round that was so painful for the SK team. Sneaking down, trying to stay in the back lines. Fur doesn't want to get spotted. Pasha's very close, making a little bit of noise, and oh my god, he gets that shot! Absolutely ridiculous, and that's going to be the round. Virtus.pro, they pick it up regardless, and all hail Papa Pasha. This is absolutely ridiculous. Just look at this. 11-0-0 is the scoreline.
You can see him flexing from here. What was that? It's like, yeah, you got your tickets to the gun show, but did you expect to get the tickets to the cannon show? Like, I don't know, man.
Just unbelievable.
That is disgusting. And that, I mean, that's how you bring it back. Because it was disgusting how SK Gaming managed to bring it back 3v5, mainly due to VP individual players fluffing their shots. Then Paz is like, okay, let me go ahead and just 1v2 this real quick. And that really sucks for Fur. Or what, was it Fur FNX who was alive? Regardless, lucky break for Pasha on the first kill, but then to get the second one was a thing of beauty.
Oh, and a 2-for-1 to follow it up. Pasha going for a bit more. Finally, they take down the beast, but it is way too late. That's 7-0 here for Virtus.pro. I mean, I do want to talk about that round because it's so stupid. They were in a 5 versus 3, and at that point in time, you've pretty much won the round. Then you end up giving that up, and you're in a 1v2, and to sort of claw your way back into design, how about I just no-scope to appeal with the orb to bring it back? I mean, let's just all forget about that round and move into the 8th round, where we've got armor and tech 9s and even an AK there on Fur, and a desperate look for SK right now. Where is the Brazilian team at that we all know and love? They are playing, I think, under their level quite a bit right now.
And if Snacks keeps getting shots with the Swag 7 over on the A side, I think that something's going to snap in SK. Like, their minds are just going to break. Because if you're getting dominated with a shotgun like that, come on. They aren't able to actually get any kind of flow going right now, SK. Fallen, going to miss the shot. Got a chance there to take off Neo's head, but it's not going to happen. And still, VP alive with the man advantage, and 4 players on the B site now as well. Clever boost there. Catches Pasha getting over-aggressive. That's Fur picking up the kill, but Bialy's still boosted up.
Yeah, Fallen coming in from behind, taking up Bialy. Neo with the AK sprays, 1 sprays, 2 almost turning around for a 3rd one, but not quite in time. And now you really want Taz to wait. Snacks is coming in from behind. I have no idea why Taz is fighting too much right now. Just wait until at least Snacks is in position. She's going to be running in there with the Max 7, challenging Taco. Taz almost out of bullets here, 14 left. He's going to be going down, and that leaves Snacks trapped. I think Cold already saw him, so yeah, this is a bit awkward. He does have a couple of grenades. I don't know if they're going to help him.
I'm wondering if it was the footsteps, because he made some footsteps, and Taco could have heard it. Yeah, and there it is. But Cold was stuck, and that's just like that game of chicken and a jumping headshot from Snacks. This is getting ridiculous. Now he has an op to play with as well if he wants, but he's going to hit that one shot. Taco on 1 HP. No way, Snacks. Another big clutch for VP. That would be ridiculous. Taco with the peek, takes the jump, spots out Snacks, hoping to get lucky through the smoke. And Snacks knows exactly where Taco's playing from now. Taco, is this real life? Are you really going to try and jump through the smoke? 2 seconds left, 1 second left, and Snacks gets the kill with the Molotov!
I mean, I think Taco just wanted to die before the time ran out there. So, I mean, that sort of, in a twisted way, sort of makes sense. But what a ridiculous way to lose a round. Why did he get the shot with the Max 7 jumping over? I don't know what's happening. Virtus.pro, they're not just beating SK, they're violating them right now. Someone needs to call a timeout so that we can all just take a deep breath here.
Please. And that's actually what I'm wondering about. I mean, it's good that you mentioned it. We haven't had a single timeout so far. Some teams actually have a failsafe rule where they're like, if we go 7-0, down, like 0-7, instant timeout, and we pause and talk about it, we slow it, we break up the flow, we try and throw our opponents off guard and allow us to actually discuss what the hell is going on in the game. But we haven't seen a single timeout used by SK Gaming. When they definitely struggled in the first half, 13-2 on Mirage. They won 2 rounds, and they could have taken a timeout whenever. And here we see them down 8-0 on Cobble, and still no timeout. So is this, is it, because there is a bit of a back and forth between Cold and Fallen when it comes to the tactics, the strats, right?
Oh, did he see him? I don't think FNX realized. Snacks is walking up from behind here again. Another coin flip, and it comes out in favor of Snacks one more time. He's going to try and make it past and pick up the gun. I think he was successful. Neo and Taz picking up a kill each. And now it's down Fur and Cold Sierra. And what could they even do right now? SK, they've got nothing to stand on. Even when they're trying to be safe, even when they avoid that whole A-long area by miles walking away from Snacks and that dreaded Mag 7, it still finds them anyway. Snacks is like some sort of Jason Voorhees on this map, just popping up left and right. This is absolutely insane.
Exactly. There's like no running away from him. Well, at least, you know, FNX, he wasn't caught in the act or anything like that this time. He just didn't see it coming. All right, well...
Unbelievable.
It's unbelievable that you try and avoid taking a fight and the guy just takes the fight to you. There's no getting away from him now, and 5 players survive at the end of the round. A perfect round for VP. 9-0 lead, and I'm watching the clock tick down. SK Gaming.
Yeah, still not doing the timeout.
1. No troll. Okay, then.
And I mean, you brought up this thing about the round difference. So far, Virtus.pro are setting themselves up rather nicely here in this group to do a really good job. I don't know. SK, they surely, as you know, Yanko was pointing out, it's very rare that they go 2-0 against anybody. It's far and few between that ever happens. But right now they're getting close.
This is just, yeah, they are, and Fur just can't catch a break. Wallbang down to 63 HP. And 3 players. I mean, VP this time around, they've got the read on SK. They're like, you're gonna go A. We have 3 players ready and waiting for you. Taz holding close. He's gonna get checked. He has to get checked. He doesn't get a kill out of it. That was so close. It looked for a second there that he just might catch them looking the wrong way, but instead SK Gaming, despite there being 3 players set up for VP on the A site, they just railroad them. They run right through.
It's a really good flashbangs. I think that's what saved SK in that particular situation. Good little boost to look over here from the remaining VP players. Just maybe they can catch up an early kill. Maybe that would be a thing. But Neo getting tagged up, and they should just walk away with what they have. There's not any real point in trying to find a 2v5 here. So, yeah, good entry. And that's in spite of the fact that VP was so well set up for that one. Yeah. They really had, you were pointing it out. Even worse, I think, it's one thing that Taz stayed alive for a long time, but they had Snacks waiting in danger. So if that fight with Taz goes bad, then suddenly Snacks comes in from behind and everything is real bad.
And it's got to be down to the timings as well. There must have been a smoke, because that's what I was wondering, because it was a similar setup to the one that we saw between Snacks and Taz, where they were successful to set that crossfire up in the first time, right? This time around, however, there was no support from Connector, it looked like. So wondering if VP, yeah, they had 3 players, but then all 3 players were in positions where they couldn't support each other, they couldn't help each other. Then that's kind of just a little silly. But yeah, regardless, SK Gaming, this time, they actually get on the board. 1 round to their names, 9 rounds for VP, on Cobble as well. So SK, they basically have to just get that clean run here. The remainder of the time, they have to pick up everything. Otherwise, it's going to start looking real grim going into the second half.
Yeah, and not to bring it up too much, but on Mirage, the big problem they had is they kept getting reset. Every time they'd win a round, they'd lose the following one, and that really cannot happen here. They've got to shake that pattern off. Snacks, I think, was thinking about lurking in from behind, even with the AWP, but he's given up on that, and now the rush is coming through. Nice shot from Pasha. Going to be picking up Fur, and they're not closer to the bomb site right now. SK kind of grinding to a halt here. Too many grenades coming out, and too much defense being put up. All of Virtus.pro have shown up, and a nice spray from Neo to take down Fallen. FNX and Cold are left at a 2-on-3, and that's a great headshot, but it's all on FNX here. 1 versus 2. He's going to have to claw them out of this. They need to win this round.
This is a clinch-worthy round right now. Because, I mean, it's so close for SK to even it, to equalize, right, the situation, to stabilize it where it's an even man situation, which they would come out ahead in. But VP, this round, somehow, every time they lose a teammate, boom, they get the trade kill. They maintain the man advantage. And now FNX, he's going to have to clutch it 1v2. And so far, SK have really struggled. The 1 round that they've won, they had 5 players alive. It was not a clutch scenario. And so now, can FNX actually break the streak?
If you look at some of the other really silly rounds they had VP where they didn't play that well, this round they're playing extremely well. Taz going to go for the spray down, and he wins that fight against FNX. The way they play this 2v1 is just so smart. As soon as they make the boost up there, they know he's trapped on the bomb site, and covering the other sort of angle into that bomb site is Snacks with the AWP. So they've got such an incredible amount of control over exactly where FNX can walk about. Very, very clever play, and that's going to give them a 10-1 scoreline. SK have enough money to buy here, so they're going to have to make the most of it.
Oh, no. And they're turned away from the flashes this time. Snacks point blank, no scope. There's 3. Not going to get the 4th, though. So close. But they still do the work. VP, they still have that man advantage. Although Cold, what a shot on Bialy. Brings it back to 2-on-2.
Everyone on VP just needs to calm down, because Pasha is flanking them right now. So just deep breaths. Let Neo and Pasha work together, although Fallen sees it coming. Clever play here from the resilient captain. Turning around, goes for the spray, and that's going to be Pasha out of the round. A lot of experience here, and that definitely paid off. Now Neo is the one caught rotating between the bomb sites and making way too much noise. Fallen setting himself up, just patient play. He's got the 1 kill, and the double kill is going to be inevitable. That's going to be 10-2 as SK finally pick up a 2nd round.
Whew. I'm surprised to see the Fallen doesn't go for the AWP on Snacks there. Could have picked it up, saved it for this round. Maybe they want to think about just quick plays and not having that op to play off of. But, I mean, Cold, Fallen, you kind of want to give them that sniper rifle. Regardless, they succeed in breaking VP's bank. And that's a big win for SK. Although, as I say that, Snacks decides, hey, I have 6 grand. You know what? Hero op. Let's go. He got 3 kills with it in the last round. Why not go for more?
It's a really good start. First sacrificing himself to Bialy over at drop. Look at the rotation happening. Virtus.pro probably know that even with that, they need to take some risks here to make it work. And the risk is stacking a lot of people at the A bomb site. I especially like Pasha going this far back. He's got a smoke in case they Molotov him, actually, and the 5-7. So in that back line, Pasha's position could be vital later on.
especially because they haven't really made use of it at all. I mean,
Yeah.
SK, when they've been feeling them out, there really hasn't been anybody holding from the site. It's been connector, it's been close to ramp, it's in here, A along. And Taz might be able to get in there with that CZ75. If Fallen checks the angle, he will, in fact. And so there's some info, but he only spots the one Fallen. They don't know that Snax is over there with the AWP. So things could get tricky. Pasha's going to find a kill on Taco, and Taz takes down Fallen. This is where it all starts to fall apart, it looks like. Although, as I say that, Cold and FNX, 2 vital kills, and we're into a one-on-one somehow between Neo and Cold.
M4 versus AK. Cold has got the double kill. He's looking for the triple. He's going to get the headshot spraying. Neo caught jumping. That's a nice triple kill for Cold Zero. I think, tragically, we did lose Bayali in the middle of that whole fight. So it was kind of a 4v5. It turned into a 4-on-4. I don't know. There's no way to predict that happening. So it's just one of those things. The Steam log-on problem that sometimes reoccurs. 10-3 being the scoreline, regardless of technical issues. And obviously, we're going to get Bayali back into the game here. But what an incredible way out. Everyone is getting
Interesting.
outed.
I mean, that's one of those scenarios, though, that you're so deep into the round, though, that, you know, is it a replay-worthy round?
I don't think you can.
Like,
There's nothing to do at that point.
Yeah, that's pretty much, you just got to roll with it, VP. Tough luck.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the rules across pretty much all tournaments at this point is that if the disconnect happens before anyone's being killed or damaged, then, you know, you can ask to replay the round and probably that'll be allowed, you know?
Yeah.
But if it's already done, then, you know, what can you do? So a bit of a shame. Pasha's position did kind of work out at the end. He came out with just the 1 kill, but overall, there was just a bit of a save from Cold Zero once again. He's up at 10 kills now.
Yeah, he's cooled off a little bit from that Mirage map, we'll say. I mean, 10 kills so far. He dropped, what was it, like 26 or 27 in the first half? No. He wasn't that high. He was like...
No, but towards the end, I think in the 24th round, he had something like 26, 27 kills. So he was getting really high up there. Yeah, 10 to 3 is what we're looking at here as a scoreline. Even if SK win the next 2 rounds, which they definitely could, Virtus.pro don't have that much money. You've got to think it's still not that much. You know, 10-5 is a scoreline, 5 rounds on T side, Cobble.
No, that's not good enough.
I don't feel like it is.
No, that's a kind of painful...
Unacceptable. I'm disappointed.
I mean, it's not enough for you to feel comfortable, but then if, like, the one saving grace that I could see in that second half, right, where they flip over onto the CT side, SK, they always have this to fall back on. They're still one of the only teams that can truly dominate with a double op set up on CT side Cobble, right?
Yeah.
Fought between Fallen and Cold. So say, hypothetical world, right, where they win the pistol, they break the streak, because I have to say, VP have won 3 pistols so far in these 2 maps. Yeah, so there's 1 pistol left. If SK can pick up that pistol, they get a strong start, they get the double op right out the gates. Maybe they could live in a world where they could run it back and actually get that dominant CT side going. But
yeah, you got to think the pistol round is the must-have at this point, and then whatever follows, I guess we'll find out.
It's pretty much it. I mean, that's what's establishing your economy early on. That's what's giving you the easy rounds, right, where you're dealing with anti-ecos, feel-good rounds where you're just spraying down people in anti-ecos. VP have had a lot go their way so far. At least now Cold has finally decided, like, right, time to win a clutch already, right? Where I'm going to actually win like a 1v2 scenario and come out ahead, because VP have been doing that all through Mirage and at the beginning so far of Cobble.
I'm wondering about, I mean, Fallen as well. There was definitely a point in time when this team, whenever they were really far behind, it'd be Fallen who sort of step it up and get really, really killer stuff happening. And he did do a really good job defending from the flanks that were coming in when they were in the middle of a couple of rounds ago. I would love to see more stuff out of Fallen, just him trying to pick the team back up again. Or
FNX. I mean, I don't want to throw FNX under the bus intentionally here, but
yeah, he's been a little bit lacking.
I am kind of doing that. I mean, the thing is like for a while there, right? FNX was like the anchor, like the clutch man, right? For SK, right? He just come through in the clutch all the time, every time. And he had an opportunity to do that earlier on in this first half, and he didn't. He just fluffed it, right? So it's a little bit on the individual side here for SK, but they do have a good chance here for a feel-good round. Pistols for VP, SK, they finally managed to break that economy, and 2 quick kills at the beginning of the rounds. That should be pretty much it for SK now to just lock this round down.
Snax, you see how fast he is getting in. It's really lucky that they had Taco holding the line there with Cold Zero, because if Taco isn't moved up, if Cold Zero is the only one holding, then they only know that Snax is that far up when he walks right into Cold Zero's face. It says everything about the way that Snax is, and also just generally what it's like to play against Virtus.pro, because they, you know, I think Flusher had a bit of a tweet going into the first game saying that Virtus.pro are basically timing gods. And this is something we've heard people complain about for literally years when it comes to Virtus.pro, is that whatever, you know, read you think you have on how their timing is, when they're going to push through the smoke, exactly what they're going to do, it's always off by just a little bit. And you know, for the longest time, everyone said that this, you know, this was the team they didn't want to play because of that, you know.
It's funny because it's because of Snax as well. He was the guy that everybody looked at for smoke plays. When to push through a smoke, when to push around a smoke, how to play around a smoke, all these sorts of things. Snax was just a monster at. And he still got that shotgun up close. Fallen barely hangs in there. He's still got the HP, and Snax missing the shots, but he'll eventually get the kill. And in the meantime, his teammate Pasha on the other side of the map has picked up one of his own as well. So VP now have that man advantage very early on in the round.
I feel like we got to give some thanks to Fallen for just essentially making this almost like scientific at this point. You know, he's going for like the full double-blind trial here, just saying, what happens if we go back to it? It's the shotgun. You're right, it's the shotgun still. Good job. It is going to be 4-3 right now, and not that much health left on Snax, but he kind of did what he needed to over on that side of the map, and down under a minute left on the clock, and the setup right here with Neo on the site, and then in Chicken Coop, Pasha hanging out, still really, really dangerous.
Yeah, Pasha doesn't have the AWP, but still, with that M4, if he can just lie and wait, allow Neo to draw attention to himself on the site, and then, like clockwork, should go for the peak. Not going to go for that peak just yet, but instead Taz is going to find a shot in drop. That's going to draw the attention of SK over towards that side, and man, he's just staying so quiet here. They have no idea, and Pasha will be able to get a kill until Cold wallbangs him.
That's a nice shot. Yeah, he was waiting for an awfully long time, but see, Cold, he's got to be careful, and he's just going to straight put the bomb down. He's so sure that Snax was flanking him, and that might actually be the end of him. Cold going to be walking in behind the chicken coop, still staying alive. Snax creeping in behind the rock. They know where each other are, and Cold just needs a little bit of a bullet onto Snax, and he's going to be out of the round, going for the spray. Oh my god, right through. Another wall bang coming in, and that's going to be an 11-4 scoreline here, favoring Virtus.pro in the first half. Second map here of EPICENTER. Right now, Virtus.pro just really going all in.
And everybody, like, followed asking for the HP. It's like twist the knife in the wound. 5. He could have clutched it if he'd hit a single bullet.
One more bullet. I mean, he could have not tried to challenge that Mag 7. Just leave it alone.
That's why I wonder if, like, if you're Pasha's teammates at that point, are you peeking intentionally to set Pasha up, and then you're just like, Pasha, why haven't you peeked yet? Like,
please.
You know, they're all looking at Connect, like, Pasha, please, just.
Yeah, it's really tricky, isn't it? Like, I feel like I think 2 people died while Pasha was back there. Now, if he gets a double kill in return, then we would say that was well worth it. Good job, right? When he only gets the 1, then it does seem like, you know, baiting almost.
I almost want to see that. I want to see a replay from that from Cold's perspective, though.
The thing is, Yanko did have this line. Like, this is like, you know, years ago. I'm surprised it isn't used more because it's a perfect line. But basically, there's a fine line between you know, baiting and teamwork, and it's kind of true in some ways. You know, I feel like we hit the wrong side of the line this time. I think Pasha crossed over.
Yeah.
You felt like, you know, there's someone's going to make a highlight, you know, reel of this tournament. I really want to be in it.
The spray down there all on the site. Yeah. I mean, he probably felt pretty good when he dropped the bomb, but then it's just, that's why I want to see the replay from Cold, because it looked like Cold just did a 90-degree like flick and just insta wallbanged him.
Speaking of drop the bomb, Sado and Henry are here, by the way, guys. You guys are wondering.
They are here.
They're chilling out back right now, but they have shown up.
Whatever you do, don't look at Sado's shirt.
Don't look at what? Why? Tell me.
He was running around all morning trying to do laundry or something, and it was like the eternal struggle.
Yeah.
To do laundry. Because
did he do it? Did you smell him? Did you know if he?
Yeah. No, I gave him a nice long hug.
The old sniff test. I don't know.
We're at LAN. I mean, that's just a natural thing that you have to accept. BO. It's just gonna be there.
This is I mean, I wonder if this is going to happen in the future. I wonder if future LANs are going to be more clean and more socially acceptable. But certainly throughout the early 2000s and 90s, LANs were a strange place to be hanging out.
This is one of the things that you have to include in a description of DreamHack. For example, winter or summer is you know, bring a gas mask. Just 3 days into that, you're going to have a fun time. Well, your nose is not going to have a fun time. You're going to be enjoying yourself.
On the other hand, I feel like you get acclimatized at some point in time. You just feel like, you know, it's like when you go into the country at some point, you just feel like, you know, this is just how it smells here. And, you know, just carry on, watch the games, play the games. Look, we are obviously going to be heading into the second half here, but they're in a terrible mess, SK. and they have sort of put themselves there a little bit. I feel like.
Well, it's like unquantifiable again, or it feels like it's unquantifiable again, because I know what Yanko's going to say. He's going to say again, sloppy. But I know that's what he's going to say. But again, they've won one clutch. Like, and that's the sort of thing again where it's like
one
if you get
clutch
into
that
those...
was helped by a disconnect.
Yeah, exactly.
Just saying.
All right. Yeah. No, like
I don't want to be that guy. But...
Is it like sometimes there is that coin toss, right? That luck of the draw where you're looking left, he looks right, boom, you see him first, right? And it just feels like right now, timing gods, if that's what you want to call it. But like right now, VP are getting a lot of those coin tosses to go their way, and SK because of that. You're right. They just keep getting their economy reset, and that's perfect for a CT side to just dominate. If you have a strong economy, you constantly reset your opponent's economy. They have no nades for the executes, so they have to go for duels. If you're constantly catching them looking the wrong way, and you have to go for like that's where you just lose your mind.
Yeah, I mean, the other problem is there were almost no points. Only really towards the end did SK end up in a position where they could reliably reset VP's economy. You're supposed to be on the T side of this map. You're supposed to be in a position where, you win a couple of rounds in a row, and that's it. They don't have money, then you can win more rounds. It kind of, they never went into that spiral ever.
Hey, that disconnect actually really helped them out because that was when they got the reset.
Yeah,
because that was the round that VP went for the force buy.
Yeah,
which they were going to win or it looked like.
So imagine if that doesn't happen.
Then VP never go to pistols, and and we're looking at just total and outright dominance.
There is an incredible upside to all of this, though, which is that there's a real chance that analysts are going to be wrong again. Which I'm personally loving just every second of it. I can't help
guys.
it. Are you though? Are you sorry?
I am sorry for coughing in the mic. I'm
right.
not sorry for the analyst. So,
all right.
But one thing I'm still stumped about though is just the fact that not a single timeout has been taken yet by SK, which is very weird because they've been good about it in the past. Getting that timeout down to break momentum and discuss, have that conference between Cold and Fallen. Where now that Zeus isn't on the roster, obviously, but like that conference between Cold and Fallen in general, it's the two of them that are discussing what needs to happen next. Yeah, and we're just not seeing them go for a timeout when they've been very good about it in the past. It seems just a little off for me when you're just getting driven, like pile driven down into the ground. What's going on here?
Yeah, I mean,
this is where you wish you could see the players, see some kind of, like if there's a social interaction going on right now, because Cold can get hot-headed during a match as well. Like he can change. I know it's fun, like cold hot, but like,
I was just imagining them actually fighting, but that would be more Virtus.pro in the olden days, right?
Yeah, that would be like what Taz and
back when Luke was on the lineup as well, just punching each other. Right.
That's what's fun about that roster, guys. Little do you know, like that was the golden five, right? When Lord was there.
Yeah,
and
Lord and Cuban.
And Cuban is now coaching, but you still have three of those players who are in there. So
it's really really quite impressive, and
the longevity.
Yeah, for me, what does it? For me, what does it? The sort of the ultimate player in that is always going to be Neo. And especially because like I don't understand how he could be like he was at such a high in 1.6 and then his global offensive career has been different, but he still has it. I just love watching Neo play. But we are going to head into the game. I think we are just about ready with the second half, and obviously first half going incredibly one-sidedly in favor of Virtus.pro, 11-4 being the scoreline. SK, just like on Mirage, they are in a position where they simply have to be able to win this pistol. They haven't won any other pistol round so far across these two maps.
Yes, exactly. So they're basically 0-3 so far. Now we have to see 0-4, maybe Taco. No, FNX is going to hit the first shot, the second shot as well, and he's still alive, saved by Taco. But that's it. That pretty much snuffs it. Such a quick round. VP trying to go for the very quick execute again, similar to what SK have been going for in their pistols. Instead, this time, however, SK finally break the streak. They finally have a pistol round, and this sets them up. If they play it perfectly, this sets them up to get that double up really quick in the half and really start to just get that lockdown going. So we have to see, can they keep their cool? They've got 3 UMPs, so it makes you think they want to farm some money right now.
And why not? They're also playing very defensively. They're far back on the map. They've got a good setup here where they can just generally try and stay safe. You see how difficult it is for them to hit fur, but they actually will do that, and that leaves Fallen in a bit of a weird position. Tries to get further back, and backup is coming as well. FNX right at the corner, but Fallen has gone down, and this is not looking so good for SK. They're losing more members than they should. That HE, though, could be really huge, going to be falling in, and does only get one person. It did 1 damage, I think, to Taz. Somehow he's still alive.
That's just, CSGO nades. Sometimes that's the way it works. Taz, you have them to thank. So there's the flank from Taz, and unfortunately the timing doesn't work. Thought FNX was dead to rights. Taco! How did he not hit a single shot there? This is unreal. Pasha's gonna find 2 kills with the Deeg up close, and he spots out Cold, but Cold gets the wallbang first. For a second there, you thought you were gonna live in a world where Pasha was gonna 1v3 clutch it for VP, and it would just be insult to injury. But instead, SK, they cut it way too close, and again, it's Cold who has to win the clutch.
I mean, that triple kill did put Pasha on 20, though, overall, so leading the scoreboard still. But you're right, that was very scary. 11-6 being the scoreline here. SK losing 4 members in that round and a bomb plant for Virtus.pro, and they're feeling so confident they're going to go for the straight buy into this round. That is, that's a little bit scary.
This is man mode play. This is where you're like, right, we've got you on the run. We know you're trembling right now, and we're not going to give you any room to work with. Pasha just barely misses the timing to get the punish in on Fallen. But it's VP with that bomb over towards A, but they can still obviously rotate it over towards the B side if they want. They're still kind of just set up right now, waiting to see where SK are going to go for the push. And they have that info to play off of, and what is this? Pasha, through the smoke, takes down Fallen. And well, that's pretty much lights out now for SK on this B site. Fur, he's got to cross his fingers and hope that they decide to push through underpass, but in the meantime, they are wrapping through danger, so he might get his chance to shine here. Show us a bit of a Snacks impression.
Pretty good job early on, getting the 1 kill in, but that's all it's going to be. He goes down, and Taco, look at his positioning. He's way out in the open. He needed Fur to stay alive. Then he could focus on Long. As soon as Fur goes down, his attention is split between those 2 points, and things just go horribly wrong. And Virtus.pro, what a great round. They only had the 2 AKs and some pistols to work off with. Now they've salvaged the FAMAS as well, and FNX and Cold, as hard as it sounds, unless they can get a kill right now, they should just walk away.
It's time to run away. Yep. Turn tail. There's no shame in it. Save that M4. Save the UMP. And hope that you can put up a better fight in the next round. I'm wondering right now if SK were caught off guard by the fact that VP bought, though. That might be the kicker, where Fur's just like, hey, I'm just going to make some money. They're going to have pistols. I can peek for days. And then he goes for the repeak, and it's just like, actually, no, there's an AK spraying in my face. What the hell is this? And from that point forward, it's just chaos for SK. But well, VP, I mean, it's looking grim right now for SK. This is not how things were supposed to go, because now they're not going to have that strong economy to fall back on. They aren't going to establish that double AWP early into the half. They're going to allow VP to get way ahead again. Because 12-6, now ideally VP go up 13-6 because there's only 2 guns in play for SK. I mean, they're going to go for the force buy, it looks like, yep. Like, not even wait for it. Just, okay, you force bot, we're going to force buy too and see if we can take the fight to you.
I like this play from SK. I mean, I think if they're going to come back into this game, they need to play like this. They need to play like the sort of the champions that they actually are, and then really step it up a little bit. They're submitting, I feel like, way too much to Virtus.pro, and just allowing them to set the pace of the game. And also, they're playing like a team that's almost maybe a little bit scared. We did have a disconnect, and this time it happened before anyone had got damaged or killed. So it's easy enough to do a restart. We'll do that obviously as soon as we can. But oh, it's gonna be a really quick restart. Seems like.
Yeah, restart the map. Just
restart the whole map.
Let's go.
I think SK might just be in favor of that.
Yeah, at this point, like please. I mean, right now we do have Mod, excellent admin. He should be able to sort this out very quickly. So guys, don't worry. But
yeah, I think quite possibly the best admin that we have almost.
In CS.
Yeah.
So I mean, Mod's on the spot. He's on the scene. I'm a bit curious. I mean, there are quite a few of these disconnects actually. So, I mean, hey, Anders, it's just a stroll down memory lane, right? Remember those fine days? Nothing but online matches, nothing but disconnects.
Nothing but disconnects due to DDoSing and very many other things too.
Are there any benches on Cobblestone? That's what I'm wondering right now. Benches?
I'm pretty sure there are a couple of them. Marble benches somewhere. Some wooden ones maybe up there as well. There's like a picnic area if you go next to T-spawn. I seem to remember just your regular type bench, the iconic bench, I would say.
Yeah, there it is. Brings back the memories. There's one. Yep.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all.
See, that looks like a bench that you can really be comfortable on. That's like the French-style kind of park bench.
See, just because the other people who were on the desk were mentioning, Inferno. I feel like Inferno has some. They have mopeds.
They have updated
orange
benches.
Mopeds. Would anyone ever buy an orange moped? I'm just wondering.
Well, I mean, if it had like a little Room on Fire logo on the front of it, damn straight.
Maybe.
Go to the office in the morning. make a lot of noise, because mopeds basically make a lot of noise, so you obviously draw a lot of attention to yourself.
Well, you are French. You would enjoy the mopeds, right?
What does that have to do with it? I've seen mopeds in Copenhagen.
Yeah, but only a couple of them. People ride bikes in Copenhagen. You know, it's not like in Paris. I'm just saying.
It's like Holland, basically.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, we are almost going to be ready with it. I think they're just trying to get the last Virtus.pro players on. The problem is obviously fixing the economy. So this is a bug that's been happening since forever. But if a player disconnects at the wrong time, then the money that they have doesn't get saved accurately in the log file. And then when you try and reset the games at that point in time, then yes, they're going to be on the server, but they won't have the money that they should have and all that stuff. So
it's frustrating.
Tricky.
It is. Well, sometimes it happens. It's fine. Roll with it. I mean, right now I think it's more like distract all the SK fans from the horrible beating that their team is taking right now and how things have just completely turned for worse. What's frustrating is that is a round that really was key for SK. They went for the force buy. So for something to go wrong in that round when you're tense and you're set and you're like, right, this needs to happen. Actually, this kind of works against VP because now SK, unfortunately, are getting time to breathe. It's as if they're getting that extra time out now. We're just like, okay. Right, and they could still go into the Force, and now and now. When
is that new Star Wars movie coming out?
60 days, Anders.
60 days. See,
and
I don't.
I'm not a Star Wars nuts. I'm not. I just happen to be like scrolling through Twitter, and somebody like 60 days until it's out there.
Was that someone Moses? I'm just asking. Because he is kind of like an Ewok himself, and he's also heavily into Star Wars. In case people don't know. I don't actually know if I can't remember if he actually is or if we've just made that up over time. That happens more than it should, I think. I want to say he's a little bit.
I mean, SK right now, they are pod racing, but unfortunately they're like the pod racer that like goes into the wall right out the gates.
Explodes, that's a good point.
You know, they just got forced off the road.
I don't know what that is. All I do when I'm not doing this or looking at maps on my own is worry about the American election. That's pretty much all my time goes.
I was about to say that you frequent like the Creamy Moses subreddit because that's also
I do. Somehow it's still alive. People still sort of post stuff on there every once in a while. So
you're the real heroes.
Yeah, that's a really good jump. We'll get a chance.
Moses hates us so much right now if he's watching this. Hey Moses.
Maybe just a little bit. What time is it in America where Moses is right now?
What time is it now?
It's a 7-hour difference to east and 10 to west.
Yeah,
I think.
Exactly 7 hours to east. And is he on the east coast right now, or is he on the west?
Somewhere in the middle.
He is somewhere in the middle actually. All right.
I'm not going to say anything else. I'm not going to say anything else.
Worst part is he's not actually here, so let's change the subject. So
yeah, that's your point. No, people watched the last Star Wars and told me. I mean, I watched it too.
Yeah.
But the people who wanted to defend it said, okay, maybe it wasn't all that great, but at least it's setting up for the next one to be really great, which I thought was a pathetic argument to be making.
It's basically
but
it, yeah.
If it's true, then certainly it would be worth the gamble, you know. Just sacrifice one movie to make the next one good. I like that. That's brave.
Is that okay? So to put it into like CS terms, basically, you know, it's like, you know, Snacks is holding close on ramp. He dies, drawing attention to himself, and Bialy peeks from connector. Boom, sprays down
yeah,
too.
That's it.
That's what we're talking.
They're playing a deep game.
Exactly, or they're flashing for each other. Basically, this movie's a flash. He's like the support player, you know, like throwing the flash in.
With their billion-dollar franchise. It's very interesting.
I mean, when you have more money than God, you can just do whatever you want, right? Like, they knew that they were going to make... What is it? Isn't it like the highest-grossing movie of all time or something? That's I don't know.
Someone will know that.
I feel like 10 years ago Avatar was, but now I have no idea.
Just get the movie experts on Twitter and tell us more about Star Wars.
I think the real thing here, though, is that we've actually like shown more interest than this movie ever deserved. So far, within the space of like these 2 minutes of conversation that we've had about the movie, I think are basically all that it deserves. Because that movie was so... I was not a fan, and it's weird because I know a lot of people who were really into it, who said it was really cool and they really loved it. So I just no, it's great.
It's confusing.
I figured it out because every airplane now has that movie on, right? And so you know, sometimes you try and drink to go to sleep on an airplane, you try and take medication to go to sleep. I just put that movie on and then it's perfect. I just pass out within 30 minutes. It's excellent.
I'm trying to figure out what the last movie I did watch was, but I've sort of given up. Watching movies. Just don't do it anymore.
You've turned into Henry?
Yeah.
Okay. Enough of that.
Henry and I have many things in common. Movies and TV shows and music. Mostly music. And other things too that we can't share on the stream. It's basically going to be SK versus Virtus.pro here. 12-6 being the scoreline. Moving into the 19th round, we had a bit of a disconnect. And SK, after the reset that's happened, are still going to be buying. You can't blame them. They are very far behind in the game right now. And Virtus.pro just won a really big round. So we'll see if it's going to... If they can find a way back, basically, here, it's going to be a long road for them.
Yeah, and they do seem to be going for the same kind of play. But now there's a setup. It's a different setup. Look at this, the overlap, and that's it. Fallen going to be able to pounce after his teammates draws the attention to himself, and that couldn't have worked any better. Cold will eventually get picked off, but the damage is done. VP are in a 2-on-4, and that's SK making an adjustment. Bialy's going to catch out Fur, rotating over from that B site, however, but unfortunately for him, Neo is boxed in, stuck. He has to find Fallen and kill Fallen to have a way out of this, and even then, Taco's already an underpass.
Oh, there's a good timing coming out. FNX going to be going down. Taco running, making way too much noise. And now, from a 2-on-4 into a 1-on-2 with Fallen, having to get a quad kill on just 19 health. It just slips right through their fingers, Samler. I can't believe it.
I'm shocked. What is going on? This is like the total collapse of SK. They had this round in the bag 100 times over. And now, well, that's it. VP, I mean, 2v1, Fallen with 19 points of health, and they're going to be able to spot him coming from a mile away. Does not hit that shot. That would have been a huge shot to hit on, I believe, Bialy holding on the site. No, that's Neo jumping on the site, but still, this is it, 1v2, and he's got no time. He's going to get spotted, and they know exactly where he's coming from now. Fallen, no element of surprise to work with, and he tries to turn tail and run, but Neo is ruthless. Does not let him get away. Quad kill for Neo. And at 13-6 scoreline, VP, they are so far ahead now.
Just very, very impressive here coming out of Virtus.pro. And again, they weirdly seem to sort of oscillate between having, you know, really bad decision-making and then really good. Like that 2v1 at the end, they played it almost as safely as you can. They made sure that Fallen had to run up to the bomb site to catch them in order for him to try and clutch the 1v2. So they're a little bit all over the place, Virtus.pro, but obviously they're doing a vastly superior job than what SK are pulling up right now. 13-6, probably going to be 14-6 here. No armor and really almost no utility either on SK, so should be a cleanup here.
Man. Yeah, no, it's just... Just wondering, SK Gaming right now, the struggle. They are not able to keep their heads cool and actually get the job done. And, well, that means that VP, yeah, they're way ahead. And so, 4 rifles, 5 rifles, even the FAMAS donated by Fallen trophy picked up for VP, and they managed to pick off Fur as well. That's the B side wide open for business now. And VP should be able to get up onto 14 rounds pretty comfortably here.
Yeah, there's really no way that's not happening, especially when they tower up to be knocked down by Pasha. Good little double spray there, and close quarters, not the best with the Deagle, and Fallen going to be going down. So 14-6 is the scoreline here. Virtus.pro really far ahead, and SK, they did manage to put together a buy, I think, and it's not the worst in the world, but they don't have that much utility, I think.
That's like doubly a nightmare for SK. They went for a force buy in that round that they lost, and we're going to have another pause here. They went for a force buy in that round that they lost. And so not only do they have to eat the round of eco, then they give a flawless round to VP. And so VP, who were ecoing before, right, bounce right back up to a very healthy economy. And so it's just like everything that can go wrong for SK right now to give them a fighting chance in this half is happening. They're just not able to get their feet under them economically or actually win the close rounds. This is brutal to watch. And, I mean, I think it's going to catch a lot of people off guard just because we expected these to be much closer halves between both of these teams for it to be a very even match. But right now, SK just cannot seem to find the solution to take the fight back to VP.
Yeah, I'm really curious what this is going to mean for SK. Obviously, if they somehow don't make it through the groups, then that in itself would be shocking, wouldn't it?
They have the safety net, Anders. I mean, Hellraisers are in the group.
Yeah, Hellraisers are in the group, but that's also a dangerous way to be thinking, surely.
Well, just to might as well take the opportunity, right? Just to make things crystal for anybody tuning in just now, right? It's 2 groups of 4. It's best of 2 round robin. So that means that each team will play each other twice, basically. And then it's the top 3 teams in the groups moving on. First seed goes straight into the semifinals in the playoffs. Second and third seed go into the quarterfinals. And then, well, if you're 4th seed, that's it, you're done. So you get 3 days of gameplay if you're 4th seed, and then you don't actually get to play in the stadium. So
it's too complicated for me.
A lot on the line.
Can't keep up with this kind of format.
I know. What happened to GSL format? No. You know what? Let's go with Swiss format. Although Swiss format is pretty clear cut. Like you win 3, you're 3, you lose 3, you're out. I mean,
I tried to figure it out during New York and I just couldn't. So, you know, I just
love the attempt at the graphic trying to explain it. It's like I need a PhD and
I need
to understand what
I just need like that reaction gift with the guy with like the formulas in front of him. Like, that's what I feel like watching it. I rely really heavily on people telling me, you know, what will happen next. Like this team will win and this team will win. That's how it works.
They will go through and play against this team. I mean, we're starting with a match from Group B.
Yes.
And that's also...
Why is that?
That's also... Well, we're starting with a match from Group B because of Shoxy's delay. He's not going to be able to make it here until the afternoon tonight. So that's why NIP G2, the last game of the day, is the last game of the day. They were supposed to be the first game of the day, I believe, and then they got swapped around because Shoxy won't be able to make it here until the afternoon.
Do we know why?
Family emergency.
All right, fair enough. That's always an acceptable answer.
I mean, actually, I think he tweeted about it, but family emergency. Basically, he's not going to be able to make it.
We'll put it in that. That's fair enough.
Yeah. So.
And the other game is Hellraisers versus Fnatic.
So Fnatic should get a feel-good start.
Maybe.
But then again, yeah, it is Hellraisers who are the kings of upsets in groups.
I feel like it's always, whenever we do this, whenever we say, oh, this team is kind of like a run-over team, you know, it'll be fine, you know, we always end up looking weird. So I mean...
Oh, weird in what sense? Like that they come back and like prove us wrong, or
just that they're better at least than you'd expect. I feel like you know, Hellraiser's got nothing to lose. They know that they obviously know this as well. So I think they're going to be coming in swinging really big.
Maybe, I mean, did you stop and think maybe that it's like the counter curse basically that we're setting up right now?
Yeah,
you know that we're like moving the powers of the universe towards an upset scenario. Or at least a more entertaining match.
Dignitas and Navi are going to be playing out right after this series, and that should be good fun as well.
Oh, that's going to be a good one.
Astrala's not even here, obviously busy planning how to win the major. So that's someone has to do it.
Yeah, I know you're still. I don't believe for a second, Anders, when you say that Astrala's are going to win the major. I mean, just to be fair, I don't think that you are.
That's good. I want more people to say that I'm wrong, so that when it happens in January, I'll be like, well, there we go.
You're like the long man.
Called it.
Yeah,
3 months early, you know.
Trigger like so many people right off the bat.
That'd be I secretly look forward to
You know who would be the most triggered actually, and I'd be worried is like Duncan.
Yeah,
might try and shank you the next time he sees you. Just like,
sure. No, I just I have patience. I can wait.
Yeah,
I can wait. It's.
When you think about Astralis, I mean, it's tough. It's tough. It's definitely one of those where it's just like, what could have been moments, you know, where it's like, what could they have been the chosen ones? And then no, they didn't do
anything.
I'm like falling into this hole now. Where I'm just like, what could have been?
That's the question. No, they're saving themselves for the major. That's how it is.
That's okay, right? Yeah, saving strats.
So not worried at all, actually.
Saving strats.
Yeah.
And in case you're wondering, yeah, actually, no, that is it. The rundown for today. Navi versus Dignitas is going to be the next best of 2. That's at 16 CET, all times in CET. Fnatic versus Hellraisers, the one after that at 19. And then at 22, we have G2 versus NIP. G2 versus NIP is going to be so good.
You know, there's only an hour's difference between here and Denmark in terms of time zones. And it only takes 2 hours to fly from Copenhagen to Moscow if you fly direct. Yes. I did not know that. I obviously suck at geography, but I thought that Moscow was like at least 6 hours away by plane.
You thought it was like in the middle of like on the edges of Siberia, in the middle of the country.
I don't know.
The heart.
I kind of knew that it was like further in towards Europe, but I imagine that sort of, you know how maps are not actual sort of representations of what they're like. You know,
right.
If you look at America on a map, you think, all right, it's a big country, but you know how big could it really be? And then you go there and you think, well, okay, it's you know, it's absolutely massive.
It actually takes you 6 hours to fly from LA to New York. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously Russia is a similar thing, but just the most of the countries is on the other side of Moscow from Europe. So I was surprised from that. I didn't realize. Learn something every day, I guess. Yeah. Have you ever been to Russia before?
No, I hadn't. That's the thing. And no, every time I talk about, or like this kind of comes up in conversation, I always like get this flashback to this song or something that I had heard where it was like 12 time zones in Russia or something like that. It was like repeating it like a public announcement. That 60s announcer's voice, you know, there's like 12 time zones in Russia. Don't know if that's actually true or not, obviously, but side tangent, really interesting. I know, yeah.
We should check these facts before we say them.
Before we say them, you know, actually, this is fact.
Although, if you don't check your facts, you end up just making really good internet myths, which is also great. Like alligators that live in the sewers of New York and stuff like that. It's all good stuff. Just so sometimes it's better to just make something up. You know, makes life more interesting.
Mole people.
Yeah, just look at the American elections. Happens all the time anyway. So it's good stuff. I like it.
So let's get away from the politics. Let's not talk about the politics.
I stayed up to 5 in the morning to watch the last debate. That's how deep into it I am.
You're so much more dedicated. And I'm American, and I was just like, stay up until 5 and sleep wreck my sleeping schedule. Nah.
No.
Just went to sleep. I was like, yes.
It's probably
the world is coming to an end. Yes.
And it was really funny though. Yeah. So
well, I mean, yeah, it was.
I was.
You're sick, Anders.
I was having a grand old time. It was in some ways almost as brutal as this current game is. We do have a 14-6 scoreline and heading into the 21st round. Fallen is out of it. Snacks with an absolutely ridiculous peak. It's almost like he himself plays that position when he's on the CT side and knew exactly how to counter it. It's a very good job now. Fur in his little wooden fortress up here with the M4. He's going to be spraying through, but Taz will take him down. And if Taz hadn't, then surely Pasha would have followed it up. So that's a horrific start here for the Brazilian side.
And I love it because now VP, they're like, we got 2 kills. We killed the defense on A. We already have a man lurking over towards that B. That's Bialy, exactly, over towards B. And so we have all the options. Do we run in and try and take the fight? Oh, we can be patient. We have all the time in the world to make SK Gaming suffer, sweat, cry big tears of frustration because they cannot seem to get anything going for themselves in this map.
Yeah, it's truly shocking that it's come to this. NX trying to see if he could stay hidden behind the tree there. It's not actually a bad position at all. I'm kind of excited to see someone using it this much. And FNX sprays down too, but he doesn't realize Pasha's already made it through. And now somehow it's a 2-on-2. A really good comeback into this round here for SK. coldzera holding by the truck, just waiting. He can hear Bialy running up like that. And out in the open, he's going to be going down. So a great victory there. And a big turnaround. That was a 5v3, temporarily turned into a 2v2, and then boom.
Yeah, and then boom is right. And, yeah. Guess I'm not going to call it over because both of these teams have an uncanny ability to throw away massive leads.
Yeah, I mean, that position for FNX is... It works so well, especially because the mid-push happens way too late. So the only saving grace was the fact that Pasha had made it in behind to take out FNX. Otherwise, he would have got away scot-free with that.
Well, one good thing is that Fallen recovers the op. So he has the op to work with. Snacks has got an op of his own, though. And, well, it looks like VP want to change up the situation. They don't want to go over towards A early on. Instead, they've set themselves up towards B, and it looks like it's going to be very straightforward in its approach. 5 players pretty much ready to go running towards that B site, or at least make it look like it's going to be running. The bomb is waiting in drop, and they are going to go straight through drop, and now they have options. Do they decide to go through connector towards A? This could get interesting.
Oh, FNX, UMP just doing so much. He picks up an AK, turns around for the headshot. FNX, that's a quad kill. Oh my god, he doesn't take a single point of damage, but that third kill, especially on Pasha, that was just incredible. So solid defense coming out here. It's going to put us at 14-8. No bomb plant means Virtus.pro do not have money to really go for any kind of a buy. A little bit of interest being generated here, I feel like.
Yeah, no, okay, now it's starting to pick up. But I mean, it still feels very much like Mirage to me, where VP were just massively ahead. Try a couple of things, it didn't really work out. But one thing I want to remind the viewers of is the fact that the round difference, if it comes down to it, in a tie situation in this round-robin group, round difference can play a factor in that. And so VP, they want very one-sided wins. They want to be way ahead. And if Pasha keeps getting 1 digs like this, it's going to be looking pretty good. Pasha snuffed by Cold, but Cold has been spotted now on plateau, and he's going to get wrapped. If he can't get a second one, he does manage to stay alive. But eventually, Bialy will drop him.
Still, that's an incredibly good job from coldzera. It's not so easy to play when you have to cover both those angles now. Fallen FNX helping out, and Bialy going to be going down. So ultimately, credit to coldzera for standing his ground like that. It will be 14-9. SK hold on. They don't allow for the bomb plant, which is not going to damage Virtus.pro too much, but a little bit annoying for them. Maybe they could have gone for an AWP on somebody if they had got the bomb down.
Yeah, they would have had that bonus 800 to work with.
Yeah, it's the armor is basically the difference.
Oh, I'm curious. I mean, now they start going back towards A early on again, and this could be them just trying to run forward, but this time around, Pasha is going to be able to abuse the edge of that smoke to pick up a kill on, or rather, Fallen will be able to pick up the kill on Pasha all the way around. solid opening here for SK Gaming, at least. Taking a little bit of damage, but they have the man advantage now. So things are looking pretty good. Now they just have to kind of sit and wait, be patient. Because VP are still gearing up for this execute onto the A site.
Wondering if Fallen's going to get flash from this. That smoke, he can hear it bouncing in behind him, and if you noticed in the first half, he was actually using the same smoke himself, and it works quite well for that reason, to just get people to fall back. Because if that smoke is up, there's not going to be any backup coming in from any teammates, so then you might as well sort of give up that position, and Fallen does just that.
So insanely frustrating for VP, though. Single incendiary pretty much throws off all the timing on their on the use of their nades on their execute. Now they're just slowed down, but they still have a couple of grenades to work with on Bialy and Neo. They have some smokes and some mollies, so we have to see what they decide to do with that. But 40 seconds left, not a whole lot of time to maneuver. They will eventually start pushing through slope, it looks like. Just a straightforward approach, charge onto the site and see if they can overwhelm the defense, because Fallen's up there on high with the AWP, and for one-for-one trade there. Fallen misses the shot, though, and now he has to fall back, but that buys time for FNX to rotate in, and the defense, it's solidifying on this site.
Somehow FNX are caught in the open. Great push for the smoke there. Taco with a follow-up headshot, taking down Bialy, and that is a good way to end the round. Actually looked like SK were letting go a little bit, and I don't know how, because Fallen got back into safety, but he got headshot immediately. Another round without a bomb plant here for Virtus.pro, making it 14-10. The Polish team out of money one more time here. This is possible for SK to bring back.
It is. And still no double AWP here for SK. Interestingly enough, Cold staying on the M4, wants to be able to spray, it looks like. But VP now, they're the ones who have to go for the pistols, and I think now VP are the ones who are starting to feel just a little bit frustrated with how things are going. So they had that tremendous lead at the beginning of the half, and now SK Gaming, they're within striking distance. So this time around, VP, I mean, they managed to win an anti-eco round on Mirage with just pistols. They can definitely do it again here, but we do have the two rifles in position on the site itself now for SK Gaming, so the defense, it should be too tough to break, but Pasha and Neo find both kills somehow.
Fallen probably disconnected then. I mean, the first time around I was wondering if he was playing some incredible mind game, but it looked like he was simply out of the round. So 3-on-3 right now. Bomb is about to be picked up from Neo running in on the back line there, and they're covering pretty much all the entrances right now. So I think still SK have a pretty good shot of retaking this bomb site, but this is something you just can't allow to have happen for them. Snacks is going to be going down. I think he was trying to catch Taco then. Bomb still not planted. Virtus.pro playing for the win here.
So patient. Neo is waiting for somebody to get impatient on SK Gaming's side and go for the peek on info, but he's not going to get it right off the bat. SK, they're too wise for that. They know all they need to do is wait for the bomb plant sound to get that confirmation, and now they're going to use that numeric superiority to push out onto the site. One-man peeks from balcony. Missed shot by Neo, but he's still alive, and that sets it up for Taz. Going for a very quick peek, but he might have been given away on his position there. They might have heard it, but Cold has no idea. Instant shot from Taz. Not going to find the follow-up, but Neo's still alive on the site with 6 HP. Not for long. FNX will catch him peeking, and that's an excellent retake coming in. Both players have kits, more than enough time for the defuse, but that is how you do it. SK Gaming, cool, calm, and collected on the retake.
Quad kill for Taco there, and that was a really good retake. You're right. Very scary for a moment. Imagine if Neo gets that shot on the balcony. That could have really spiraled out of control. But a good bomb plant and a lot of damage being dealt. And I think a little bit of an unfortunate timeout there for Fallen. I'm not, because he stayed on the server, so I don't know what happened. Maybe...
Did he time out?
I didn't see it anyway. Maybe I missed it. But he certainly, when they were running past, didn't do anything. So I'm pretty sure he was somehow temporarily not in control of his mouse and keyboard.
That's where you wonder if it's like the next level mind game where he's like, I saw the one guy, but the second guy's going to be here in a second. And he never comes out.
Well, that's what I thought at first. And maybe he just said, well, you're probably just going to re-peek it anyway. But the second time around, he certainly was disconnected. He was not shooting when they were shooting at him. It's going to be FNX taking down Taz and pulls out the C-Sed. And that is not good enough. Bialy will drop him. There is a lot of backup in this bomb site for the CT side, though. Bit of a Molotov goes through. Fallen, is he going to catch him? He has to move out of that anyway. And Taco now going down, leaves Fallen missing a shot, and he needs backup. Fur is coming for it, but he's going to run right into Pasha, and now the boost coming out. Virtus.pro, one more round here, and they're almost going to have it 15-11. And we'll be at a lot of match points here for Virtus.pro to see if they could do it. They've already won the first map. Second map here is looking likely as well.
Yeah, 4 rounds basically for SK Gaming. And of course, SK not going to waste any time. Straight by with everything they've got, 2 SMGs, a shotgun, and Cold Zera going for the AWP, not handing it over to Fallen, who missed a shot in the last round that I definitely feel like he could have hit, or would have hit, if he wasn't feeling... I mean, can Fallen even feel nerves? Like, does he... Doesn't feel right, considering he's usually the one, like you said earlier, who comes through in the clutch for SK when they need him most. He's one of those players that turns up. But in that last round, when he could have had that impact, it just didn't happen. Cold, however, not going to miss the chance to pick off Pasha off a plateau. And so that opens it up now for SK Gaming. They have that man advantage.
I think Taco had enough money to buy a diffuse kit, and he didn't. And that I hope is not going to be important in this round. But, you know, Counter-Strike Karma is definitely a real thing. And it always seems like whenever you make a choice like that, it ends up biting you. We'll see if it's going to matter. Very low on health is Neo. And that grenade from Fur could be pretty much what settles the round.
Oh, and Snacks is with the footsteps as well. Snacks hopping Fur. He hears all of this, but he just doesn't want to give away his position, perhaps. If he underhand throws that grenade in there, might come back to bite him.
They have Molotovs, though.
Let's see who's actually... It's Fallen holding in danger. So let's see. There's the Molotov. He manages to snake his way out of there. And Fallen's still waiting out front of danger.
I'm surprised at that. They had the Molotov. They just didn't really have... I mean, they did have Snacks with the EWP, but that's obviously not enough here. Fur, can you hear them running back? They are making a little bit of noise now. Taz got the full run. Still no one rotating towards this bomb site. Taco playing on the stairwell. He's going to be able to hear them now. He's out of grenades. In fact, no more grenades left entirely on SK. They're going to have to be down to the rifles. Good grenade in on Taco, but he's still alive, and he's going to pick up the kill mid-air there. Finally, they take care of Cold Zera, and it's going to be a double kill for Snacks, but it's just not possible for him to win the round. He's almost out of time as well. So 15-12 and no bomb plant.
No bomb plant, but they do have money for 3 players to buy. I'm curious, VP, do they decide to just go for a half buy right now, manage that economy? No. Ooh. Silly, so silly.
Snacks, look at that.
Double op?
Yeah, why not?
Let's go. Bialy's got the grenades for this one. You think that VP would want to go for some grenades, but it's not going to happen. They are just posted up waiting for SK to get aggressive. 1 op, 2 ops. Both of them looking towards underpass as well to start. Like, nobody even bothers going plateau.
Bit of a grenade down, but no one there. In fact, no one holding it anywhere near drop, and that's interesting. Just very relaxed defense over at this side. They do have the double presence on plateau for SK. And if they give any space, if they show themselves somewhere for Virtus.pro to pick up a kill with that AWP or one of them, that would be just what they need.
They're so patient now, though. Minute left. And there's drop and 4 players waiting here for SK Gaming. Pasha going to find the first pick on Taco, though, and that's going to open things up. Although Fur is right under the lip of the ledge. Taz not going to quite hear it, but Snacks will pick up the kill on Cold. Double spray for Fur, though. He makes the difference. But there's still man advantage now for VP. They have the bomb and about to get the plant on the site. And they've been effectively locked out of this bomb site now, SK. 2v3. Can they actually pull this off? No. Fur gets snuffed immediately. And it's all on Fallen now. 1v3 with the AWP. Do they have any idea where he's coming from? Does it even really matter? They've got every angle covered, and now they know. Attempt of the flick, and he's not quite going to find it. Taz still manages to dodge out, and there's just no time left. Fallen, he's got the kit, so all he needs is 5 seconds to get the defuse, but he has to find the 2 kills on the remaining members for VP, and it's just not going to happen. 16-12, the final score here. And that's going to be it. Done and dusted. VP, a 2-0 win over SK.
SK trying their best to find it back, and considering the first half that they had 11-4 in favor of VP, SK certainly sort of sticking with it, but not quite the same power and not quite the same strength that we've seen earlier from this team. So overall, VP ending up winning 2-0 against SK here in the group.
That's